in case I need to. So I know we have quite a few more joining today, and there'll probably be some new ones come in this first week. But y'all know with every challenge that we have, I like to add an element, either a new element, keep the same things. But I got a ton of feedback off of the last challenge. And one of the things that I really wanted to set out to do is be able to help you implement the habits that are going to keep you sustaining and adding on more. So in this 60 days, the main point is for you to have habits, whether you feel like it or not. And so you've chosen hard or soft. But the hard part in the soft is really the part that you need to get. So whether it's harder, just because you chose soft, doesn't mean that you're soft. I hate that word. I tried to think of something else, but I really wanted to make sure that you understood you had options when it comes to what is hard for you. 75 hard for me would be like you're soft. I already implement so many things. So adding on a little bit more was like maybe you adding on something like a 145-minute workout or the 10 pages of reading or the drinking the water. No matter what, though, guys, you have a checklist in front of you for this app and you'll have your challenge there. The big thing is that you're not checking the boxes until you've completed the task. If there's anything I can stress the most, it's don't cheat yourself. You build up this part of your brain, this wiring of your brain when you continue to set forward a goal and then continue to disappoint yourself, either with cheating yourself or not staying committed. Just know in this challenge, you could go a whole week and miss that water check mark. You need to remember it is a part of your challenge. Like it is something you have to get done, but there's no excuse for not just picking up and starting. Okay. So don't check the box. Your brain needs to see that you didn't get that check mark for the day. Okay. So in my 75 hard, if I don't drink the water, I start back over at day one. We're not going to do that for this challenge, and that we're saying, hey, we're going to commit to 60 days. At the end of it, you're going to get to look and see how many days did you fail yourself. But the whole ultimate goal is that we get to the end of the 60 days and we go, wow, this entire group has spent 60 days committed to no alcohol, to not putting processed foods in our body. You know what that means? That means if somebody offers you a peanut butter M&M, you're not even going to take one. That's an ultra processed food. That's not like, dates. I've been eating dates with peanut butter because it's like a Snickers bar. And that's my trade-off. It's like, but I'm going to go 75 days or you're going to go 60 days without having that thing. Okay. And so if you think that that's all it takes or that that's not enough to get you to the ultimate goal or beyond, it really is. Because ultimately, sticking to our habits is just a matter of creating a new pattern in our brain. One that we don't keep disappointing ourselves. We don't keep looking at it and going, well, I'll get this again tomorrow. We've committed. We're either going to check the box or not. Okay. So that checking the box is feedback directly back to you. Okay. The other thing is make sure you don't check the box. Like for me, now I've had quite a bit of water today. I'm going to go over a gallon, but a cheating for me might be that I'm kind of near the end of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and remove two because I know I'm going to drink this. That to me is part of this challenge. I want you to understand that you're only cheating yourself. You probably won't finish that water. You have assumed that, hey, I've done this, but don't give yourself that check until it's completely done. Okay. So that's one big thing is that you have a checklist there. That checklist will bring you points in this challenge. Okay. So I sent the points and let me look over it so I don't say this wrong. And it is inside the rules of the challenge. So if you're looking at the challenge, I'm going to share my screen here. If you're looking at the rules of the challenge, you'll see the points here. And what I really want you to see is just how much, like when you check something on your app, it's going to automatically tally a point for you. Okay, so let's just say you completed your walking for the day. Now, if you're soft and you have one 45-minute workout, you're only going to have one checkbox for this. You're either logging your workout or you're logging your walking, whatever that might be. But whenever you do a cardio activity like walking, running, anything that you're doing cardio wise, you're going to get a point for that. Workout completed, meaning that you tagged your fob into Flex and then you got at least a 45-minute training workout in. That's going to give you the credit for the workout. As you see, that's 2 points. That's giving you a little bit more weight. And that I don't expect for anybody to be going in the gym 7 days and lifting. However, if that's what you're committed to do, we'll probably be having a conversation midway about what else we need to change because we don't need to be lifting every day. But really, it's so that you can have accountability to yourself. One fun thing we're going to do with this workout completed, make sure you tag your fob when you go into flex, because at the end of each week, I will be putting like visits. We will be recognizing, you might see like, if you see a picture or a video of you, it's going to be super great. Like we've picked the best part of what we've noticed in there. It's really in just, hey, we recognize, we see you, we're watching, we want you to be there. And so that's going to be a fun part that we add there. The daily habit, that's going to be things that are on your 75 hard or soft, whatever that might be. When I come here, or that's not on there. I guess that's, I was hoping you'd see that picture, but the hard or soft, depending on what that is for you. Can y'all see that? The hard or soft that I just pulled up? Perfect. So on the, like, let's just say on the daily checklist, it's got the 100 ounces of water a day. If you chose hard, you're going to have a gallon for your checklist. If you chose soft, you'll see 100 ounces. Okay. The 10 pages of reading will be there. So you'll have checks. When you complete those habits, you'll get a point at the end of the day. Okay. If you go back and complete them, I think you can only go back 48 hours, but if you go, so you have to check it by the end of the day. But if you ever go back, let's just say like your food, you log that next morning for the day before, it takes a day for those points to update. So you won't see them till the next day. Don't get upset. It'll still go back and log. Personal best is going to be what you do in the gym. I got really good feedback from this last challenge. I love seeing you guys push yourself with the weights, get excited when you're reaching new goals. So I did give extra points here, even though it's not a part of the 60 hard or soft. It's something that we got amazing results from last challenge, which just means when we go into training, let your focus be on you as an individual. So Tammy Lynn, you go in, you might be doing bench press with just the bar, and you might look over at me and I'm doing the bar with 2 plates on each side. Well, you can look at that and go, well, am I supposed to be there? No, you're getting more credit when you go up to 50 pounds. So when you add 10 on each side, that's a new personal best. I want you guys to be focused on it's you versus you, not you versus the next person. We're all on different journeys, even in sharing in the same programming. It might be in your best interest to really focus your attention on the lifts that we have talked about, either we or you've talked about with Courtney or Angel or Michael. We have talked to you about, and you're really putting the emphasis there. I want you to get rewarded when you increase the weight, because if you're increasing the weight in a progressive way, you're going to get the gains that you want. You're going to get to what you want. So I really want you focusing there. Of course, we don't push weight and like, hey, we're just wanting you to lift as much as you can. But we know that if you're focusing on what we want you to focus on, you're lifting more weight with good form. Okay, good form is first. Intention, making sure that you feel the movement, you feel it where you're supposed to do. Then we add the weight progressively. Okay, and then last is daily nutrition. So everybody's account has a log. I'm going to show you here. Let's just go to, let's go to Courtney. We'll go to Courtney's here. And so everybody has macros set up here. I think like Tammy Lynn, you might be the only one on here that doesn't. Vivian, I know I need to check you back in from the last time. If you did last time's challenge and didn't need a check-in, then I've already adjusted your macros from the last challenge. So we will monitor you, to go back and forth with me if something's not right or you need to change something. But for the most part, everybody should be accurate there. You can choose. If you want to tell me, hey, Heather, looking at protein, carbs, and fat is way too much. I don't want to do that. I just want to look at protein and calories. You can have that option. You can choose not to track your food at all. Okay, that's not a part of this. The part is following a diet. Okay, it's not tracking your food. However, what I'll say is for 90% of Flex members, so I'm talking to you guys right here, 90% of you guys that fail, it's because you've undereaten on protein. And one of the main ways we're going to get that needle to move is if you understand protein pacing is where it's at, and we've got to make sure that you're doing that. So that's why we track. Did it just stop sharing my screen? Am I back? No, I'm still sharing. Let me see if I can, because I don't even see where that share screen is anymore. Mm, sorry, y'all. There it is. Well, this is just crazy. Oh my goodness. What in the world? Y'all see me playing with it. Am I missing something? Y'all don't know. I don't see your faces right now. Oh God. I don't know how to get it off of that. Um, there it is. And then I go to, oh my gosh. There it is. Oh my gosh. All right. So we're good. All right. So we're back. I wanted to see you when I said, okay, so main focus is going to be that checklist. Remember in tracking that you can almost always get off with the protein when you're not putting it into your phone. You know, guys, I've been doing this for 7 years, and if there's something that I can really share that anytime my protein's adjusted, which is rare now, you'll get to a point where your body's just going to metabolize and get used to where you're at with protein. You know, so once we get there, we stay. But even so, you know, like I have to do a check on myself. Like I'm even following pretty much a meal plan right now. And just yesterday, I had to go back in and look and make sure, like, am I about to eat an extra round of protein? And I was. And I do things like that all the time. Now, will every now and again hurt you if you accidentally miss or you think you're off? Not at all. But that's usually not people's problem. I'm going to just tell you, most of everyone's problem when it comes to having the consistency they need to see ongoing results. Meaning, if you're wanting fat loss, muscle gain, anything, if you want to continue to see results week after week after week, try being consistent with your protein. Most. Okay. Other than that, we've got to keep everything else to our checklist, which means no highly processed food. Now, you're either committing to no alcohol or alcohol on only occasions. The reason I put that into soft is because there are some people that drink wine every night. Obviously, if you stop the wine drinking every night and you're only having like one glass of wine with friends on a Saturday, you're going to do your body tremendous favors. Okay. Versus somebody who, right now, like me, you drink every now and again, you're stopping it for 60 days because you're giving your body just that release. You give your body such a detox. So I know for a lot of you, that is the big part of your challenge, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it, and I understand if that is just enough, don't get overwhelmed with tracking your food. Remember, we don't need perfection. We need consistency, doing a lot of the right things. Those things compound over time. Okay. Again, I always try to lead you in these challenges in the way that is going to still create the body transformation for you. I'm treating you as an individual, although I'm on a group call. And guys, just side note, I'm going to keep having these where I open up the mics and where we can talk, where we can have them. It's probably going to be email driven. But when we have them, just a chance to be able to address certain issues and talk like this. So whenever I open it up, you know, Zoom during this challenge, just know that as we do this with Flex, this is how I'm going to dive into the community a little bit more, is to offer, hey, here are some tips and tricks, and then let's talk. Let me ask you, Tammy Lynn, about your week. Let me figure out some things. We talk as a group so that we can learn from one another. So one other thing in this challenge that I want you guys to really take advantage of is that group chat. Okay, so the group chat inside of Trainerize that I have that 60-day, I want you guys to use it. When you have a question, whether it be for me, if you have a question, if you want the recipe to my stuffed dates that taste like a Snicker, ask it in the group because somebody else is going to want to know. If you see me say something on my story and you have a question about that, if you see me hear something in the gym, maybe Angel tells you something, whatever, and you want to ask more extensive questions, ask it in the group. And that most of the time, I'm still going to redirect you to ask that question in the group, even if you're asking me or if you ask Angel or Courtney or Michael. If you ask one of us, we're still going to ask that you redirect it so that we can help everybody. Because your question is never a stupid question and probably everybody has it. But that's another form of feedback that I got from the last group, which is that we just need more tips and tricks. As we go throughout, what are some protein hacks? What are some meal prepping hacks? What are hacks in the gym? What am I seeing that people are not doing right that need to be changed? Okay. So I'm going to take this time to now talk about fitness a little bit. We talked about the checklist. We talked about how that app's going to be structured. Now I want to talk about when you walk into the gym. Hey guys, if you're calling in from iPhone, awesome. Welcome. If you don't mind in the chat, just let me know who you are. And that this is just Flex members. So I just want to make sure that we're all together here. So just introduce yourself on the chat and I'll keep on flowing. So when you walk into the gym, I have this conversation with my one-on-one clients so many times. If I were looking at you from a camera, am I going to be able to sense your energy as you're working out? Like, can I tell if you're going to create a change in that workout? Okay. So for instance, are you just looking at it and going through the motions? Do you go in there and you're by yourself and it's a really tough push? You know, do you go in there and it's crowded and you get to talking and your rest periods become too long? Either way, just know that I spend a ton of time designing these programs for you guys. And usually with many of you in mind, because we're all in periods together. You've all come in like in groups. You know, so if there's modifications that need to be made, I'm making those for you. I'm doing it inside of the app. Okay. And so I'm coaching inside of the app. It is really in your best interest to watch my videos. Watch the videos, read the description, look at the notes before you start your workout, look at them, and then go into it. The order of the workouts matter. So when you go in and you see certain things, let's just say you see a Smith machine squat for the first exercise and someone's on the Smith machine. Look at the whole workout and see, like, what are the first 2 or 3 exercises? And you need to make sure that that comes at the beginning. That order is very important. Okay. If you're just working out, Tammy Lynn, you just started back, the order really is not as important for you. I'm going to be honest, you got like 6 months to get going. For the most part, though, once you've adapted to lifting weights, that order is important. The focus is even more important. You're going to hear me say this throughout this challenge. And if you've been with me for any amount of time, you've heard me say this all the time. I apologize. Somebody's trying to get in. Hang on just a second. Hey, Caitlin, I see your note, babe. I say this all the time, mind to muscle. So, Vivian, Tammy Lynn, if you're there taking notes, you can just make real big. Mind to muscle connection is the key to success. Okay. I'm going to coach this a lot more. I'm going to be taught in my videos. You're going to see me post some videos like, we have one of our exercises for this 60 days will be dumbbell or cable step up. Okay. If you're a female here and you're trying to build your glutes or your legs and you really want that nice tone, I'm going to give you the focus. I'm going into that and I'm saying, hey, this is where you should feel it. I don't want you to just take the dumbbells like Landon is in the video and just step up on the bench. Okay. Now, is that great? Tammy Lynn, you're going to get amazing results from that. You're just starting. Okay. Whereas Caitlin, maybe not. Caitlin's been going for a while. So I really want Caitlin to focus on that mind to muscle connection. But Tammy Lynn, if you understand that on the front end, you're going to be 6 weeks ahead of somebody else that's just now starting to understand that I don't want you to just go in there and work out. I want you to go in there and know what you're working, what you're trying to grow, and do you feel it when you're working that exercise? So for an example, I'm going to give you another one. I try to give a ton of examples so you really bring this to life. I was working chest the other day and I was doing cable flies and it was like, I was feeling it, but I was feeling it here on the side and I hardly ever work chest. So it's really hard for me to connect with that. And like, I had to go back to my cues. And I even told like Big Al this the other day. I was like, think about hugging a water barrel. You want to feel it. And I was like, pointing, you want to feel it right here. It's the same if I'm pointing to your glutes and I'm telling you, you need to feel it here or you need to feel it here. There's top of the shelf, there's the bottom tie-in, there's the hamstring. Here's a couple of things that'll do. For someone that is really has a real goal of not only making the transformation, but having the body that they love once the transformation's there, or getting stronger, or developing the muscle that you are actually coming there to do, you are going to feel so good and so satisfied when you take that weight down a little bit and you really try to feel what I'm telling you to feel. Okay. And then when you get that feeling, when you get the mind to muscle, when you go, oh, there's my glutes. Oh, there's my quad. Oh, there's my hamstring. When you really get that feeling, then start putting on the weight. Okay. Because second to mind muscle connection is your next note, which is progressive overload. As you increase the weight, the reps will decrease. If you continue lifting the same weight every set, that is not progressive overload. You will not grow. Okay, I just put that. If you watch my reels or anything, I did a reel yesterday about the biggest ripoff right now in the fitness industry is group fitness. I apologize. I know a lot of you, actually, I don't apologize. I know a lot of you love that. That was my past. I love group fitness. And group fitness has a space. Like I'm going to be in Zumba tomorrow. I love group fitness. There's nothing wrong with it. It is just a form of movement. It is not ever going to grow the muscle. Why won't it? Because of the two principles that I just stated. There is no mind to muscle connection, and that there's not enough recovery to be that. You're ongoing, you're going to constantly feel the burn. You might feel the burn, the pump, but there's no muscle growth. And two, there's no progressive overload. You can't have progressive overload if you're lifting the same weight over and over in a class form, even doing push-ups. There's just so much. Is it good for your body, or pull-ups, jumping jack? Is CrossFit good? Are some of those exercises good for your body? Some of the exercises are, but in the format in which they do it, no, it's very unhealthy. Not only very unhealthy, it's not going to get you to the goal. Okay. So again, what we're doing here is different. We're leading you down this path of, I want you to follow this. And then the correction, guys, when you get into a point where it's like, hey, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. You have so many resources to amazing coaches here within our Flex team, and that continues to grow, that you must reach out. Don't wait on us to come to us. Guys, the biggest thing with accountability is that you let your accountability partners know when you're struggling and when you need help. If you don't speak up, you don't get the help you need. But I promise in our environment, that is one thing I can guarantee. If you speak up, you're going to have unlimited resources of people that want to help and that have been there before you, have been there and continue to show up time and time again. And then there's going to be people that you might reach out to because you might just need somebody on the same page as you. You might need somebody that, hey, like I can relate to you. But I'll tell you one thing that's not going to happen at Flex. Okay. And I want, like, if you guys are, I know some of you aren't looking at me on your Zoom, but if there's one thing that I want to spread, it's that we quit asking for accountability partners that aren't going to bring us up to the next level. No more accountability partners that when you call them, they're like, oh, I totally get it. I feel like crap too. You want to go get a coffee? You want to go get whatever? Not for this 60 days. Get those people out of your life for right now. Okay. And if I hear it at Flex, I'll tell you, I might make enemies. You might quit my gym, but I am totally okay with saying, I'm not the person. Don't bring that energy into my space. Okay. So you guys, you control that, but also know that if you need help, reach to someone who is going to hold you accountable to what you committed to, listen to you, have compassion, but then pull you with them as they continue to rise up. And if you don't have that person, I'm your person. Okay. But I'm going to tell you the reason I'm going to keep doing these Zooms and the reason I'm going to keep putting y'all in a group chat. You can stay back and be quiet, but you can also plug in and let people know who you are and what you need help with. Because if we rise together, all is one, I'm going to tell you, we're going to have an outstanding, fantastic, big community of people that are no longer, like, we're not in this victim world. We're not being soft. We're not continuing to see where the world keeps wanting us to take it easy, relax, rest, don't do this. Or on the other side, they want us to eat less and move more, which is also very unhealthy, especially for, like, I have all women on this call, especially for us as women. But here's what we need to know is that I'm committed to myself no matter how long it takes, no matter what it takes. And I'm going to do it by being the best version of myself. You can't be the best version of yourself if you have an environment that's sucking you down to what the reason you got here. You got here because there's cycles in your life that need to be broken. Whether that's a generational thing, a generational curse, your family did it, so you did it, or it's your environment at home, around work, whatever it might be. No longer do you have an excuse, because I'm going to tell you, Flex is going to be the place to be. Every member in Flex, everybody that comes in there, every part of the challenge, we are the community to stick together, rise up, and challenge each other to actually get to the goals that we set out. I do not want another year to go by where you're like, ugh, I can't believe I did this again. No, not around me, because that's the reason that you continue to start over. But almost everybody on this call, Tammy Lynn, I keep calling you out, but you're the new one that I know. I don't know the other iPhone here, but I'll say everyone here is doing just that. You're a positive energy. You continue to show up for yourself. You're showing everybody what it takes, that it's not pretty. If we don't start putting out there that it's not pretty and it's not fast, nobody's going to have a realistic view of what it takes. And they're going to keep following people that are doing it in a way that's not sustainable and not healthy. This is the way. You guys are the key. We stick together. Commit now. Commit to what you decided. You told me if you were going soft or hard. I really want you to envision. For me, before I said yes to 75 hard, to 2 workouts a day, 1 being outdoor every single day, I looked at my calendar. I projected out. I made sure. I thought about the times like this past weekend where my neighbors are like, come play cards and drink. And it's snowing and you want to do those things. I thought about that before I said yes. I want you to think about it. And I want you to know there are non-alcoholic drinks. There are hacks to go. There are things to do. Don't stop your social life, but make sure that that's not the environment that's going to make you regress and go back. If it's a fun environment, plug yourself in. Just start your new life, just new life with new, healthier habits. And remember that 60 days is not forever. 60 days is 60 days. What you choose to go from there, you can decide at day 60. Do not forward think after day 60. Don't think, well, am I even going to want to do this? You're going to be in a whole different body and it's going to be a completely different mindset. Even if you've been in every challenge with me, you're going to be a different person. The other thing that I don't want you to do that could hold you back is don't look back either. No punishing ourselves for what's been done. No punishing ourselves for what you can't accomplish. Even in this challenge, I'm going to tell you, always ask yourself the question. Instead of focusing on what I can't do and what has gotten me here, what can I do? And what am I proud of? What am I proud of? What am I grateful for? And what can I do? All right. Because when you focus on that, I'm going to tell you, you're going to take where you might not be able to go out for a 45-minute walk and you're beating yourself up, but you might be able to get outside for 10 minutes. Okay. I want you to do what you can do. And that might be what your life looks like after these 60 days. Again, I don't want you thinking beyond right here and right now, because the only thing that you have to do first thing in the morning, besides take your pictures, if you haven't taken your pictures, all the things to start a challenge, but the first thing you're going to do in the morning when the bitch voice goes off, the alarm's going off and you complain, I want you to, 1, get to gratitude. And then 2, maybe you put this on your screen, on your alarm screen. Usually you have a place to rename it. Okay. Like my alarms have names. I'm committed, be grateful, stop negotiating. Okay. So if your alarm has a name, I would put I'm committed. Because if you will say that to yourself, it doesn't matter if you're tired, if you're sick, if you had a death in the family, if you have a wedding to go to, if you have a birthday to celebrate, if you have an anniversary to enjoy. It doesn't matter what the thing is. If on your phone you're constantly seeing I'm committed, that's how you're going to address everything that comes into your life. I've got this, I've got that. Emotional toys at our habits. Emotion wreaks havoc on our habits. If we let the emotion in the story go beyond the 90 seconds and don't replace that story with I'm committed, that is where you start to slip. And it's a slippery slope. But our mind only creates that story for 90 seconds. We only have an emotion. We can only physiologically hold an emotion for 90 seconds. Beyond that is a story you're creating. I like to correct that story with I'm committed. Okay. So you guys, I want you to put a 1 in the chat box. Actually, not a 1. Let's spell it out. Put committed in the chat box. If everything that I said, it resonated and you are ready to rock and roll for this challenge, you're committed to all 60 days. You're committed to doing what it takes. You're committed to getting engaged with this community. Getting engaged with the community means people look for you to be in the gym. When people look for me to be in the gym, it means something to me. Plug yourself in, commit to a different set of habits, a different set of systems, a different mindset. Be committed. I love it. I love seeing all the committed. Okay. So you guys, do you have any questions before I pop off? Just want to see if you have anything that I can answer for you. Is there anything that I didn't cover about the challenge? And while y'all take time to maybe type your, or you can come off mute if you have a question, know that Angel is going to be at Flex. She's there every Monday and Wednesday all day. She will be there this Friday morning, maybe until like lunch. We haven't completely nailed that down. But every thought that's in my mind, any kind of coaching, anything, I go straight to Angel. Not to mention, Angel's been with me for 3 years. She's going to see whatever you have going on. She's going to be able to watch your form when you're there. So I will say, like, take advantage of us having the resources in the gym to be able to give you the accountability and coaching to make you more and more independent. We're not there so that you continue to leech on and you need the help. We're there to provide the help so you can become more and more independent and empower yourself with what you're capable of doing. And that's our main mission. We don't want you to get hurt. We want you to continue to develop good habits. We want to provide replacements if we can, do whatever coaching on nutrition that we can, whatever that might be. So use the resources that are there. Don't wait until it's too late. Okay, I don't see any questions. So I am going to, Angel, can you think of anything else before we pop off here? No, we're good. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will throw this recording into our chat. So if you have any friends or anybody that is going to join, I'll put this inside the Flex app. Remember to make sure you turn on your notifications for all Flex messages. Make sure you turn on all your notifications for the challenge too. Just that app, just turn it on so that you get that drop down. It'll keep reminding you. It's a really awesome app. It's got so many features to really help keep you on track. So excited to see you guys this week. Let's get after it. Guys, anything you can do, like when you're on social media or you're out in public, share what we're doing. We want to push around to everyone. We're different. We do things different. We're so much more than just a gym. So as you share, we appreciate any tags that you have in a post. Tag at Flex Gym Greenwood. Tag myself, Angel, whatever. Just get us out there. We really appreciate that and appreciate anything that you're sharing about your journey. We love to see that. We love to see that out on social media, and that really paints the best picture of what we do here. Love you guys. I'll see you this week. So excited to get started. Y'all have an awesome night. Go to bed early.